Shout out Manscaped.
Yeah.
As always, you're not going to get a better shaving experience. The man, they must groom. The man, they must pattern up.
It's mad.
It's it's normal.
Freshly groomed.
No, it's normal.
You say, what man got? You know when you get the trim, it makes you want to do it.
Everything got clean.
Everything. Man clean the car. Man did everything. Man clean the car.
Man
did
say man
everything.
clean the car. Nah, man stay on his
So
grind.
right now you're super streamlined right now.
Super streamlined. Man stay like, shout out Manscaped. Man stay streamlined and good to go all times.
Use the code winners 20% discount. That's from us to you. Get yourself a Manscaped pack. You get the 4.0, get the aftershave, get it all. Use the code winners 20% discount. Manscaped.com. Use the code winners 20% discount when you use the code
Streamline
winners.
that, you know.
Streamline. It changes the game. Change what the strop. Listen.
I know you're gonna say. I knew you was gonna say changes up the thing, fam. Say it with chest, you know what I'm saying?
Shh. Winners talking.
Winners Talking podcast. We're in, not here for a long time, here for a good time. Special guest in the building. I'm going to intro him early before I even say myself and yourself.
Yes.
Been a big supporter of the guy. Been a big fan of the guy from long time, from early.
Champion.
Come on. The WBC, former WBC cruiserweight champion of the world, British Commonwealth champion. The titles are there, the accolades, the stats are there. They stack up.
Me. Come on.
Yeah. And what one of the most important things for me is we always had that energy of one of the guys, one of the bros.
Yeah, one of the man them.
One of the man them, a relatable guy.
Yeah.
You know? Wins and loses, bumps and bruises, he was there. Still talking that shit and giving it as we do. Tony Bellew in the building.
Come on. Hey.
There you go.
Big intro, yeah. Come on.
Thank you for having me.
Trust me, you know.
Thank you very much for having me, man. I'm happy to be here, and
Appreciate it.
this is a nice setup you've got. I mean,
Hey, come on.
the bar, the drinks, the lot. I mean, I ain't drank in a minute. Well, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Matchroom's Party was the last time I drank, and I don't remember how I got back to the hotel. So, yeah.
We got the option there for you, Tony, if you so choose. We've got options. But no, just thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. You've been a man of your word. We've been speaking for a little while on the phone. I'll tell you about the phone call as well, just to set pace of it. Like, shout out Luke. Shred Fast program.
Yeah.
Top trainer up there in Liverpool. Everyone go and look into Shred Fast program. That's what it's called, Shred Fast. Look into it.
Fast program.
Tony trains with him at times. Me and Luke have got a relationship. He was a follower of my music before, and we've always kept in touch. One day, Luke, I kind of said it to him, like, I see you training Tony, you know, it'd be good to have him on.
Yeah.
And kind of left it at that. Then one day, Luke was like, Tony said he wants your number, he's going to ring you. So I'm like,
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Within 4 or 5 minutes, bam, Tony's on the phone.
Yeah.
You know, so I've gone in that night, told my son, I was talking, because he loves Creed. Yeah, I was on the phone to Ricky Conlon today. You don't know Ricky Conlon. you don't know Ricky Conlon. Yeah, right. But luckily, Tony had sent me a couple of voice notes after that, so I was good.
Yeah.
From there,
Man had the receipts.
I had the receipts.
Yeah,
So
come
from
on.
there, the relationship was kind of built, and kept saying, he's going to make it happen. And Tony would contact me now and then and throw dates at me, and now we've made it happen. So I appreciate Tony.
Pleasure.
Yeah, come on,
Absolute
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
I'm down here working for the Zone today, and I just thought I'll get here really early. So I'm in work tonight. So we've got whatever you need, and let's get at it, man. What do you want to know? What can we chat about? What is
First of all,
educate me.
you educate us.
Yeah.
First of all, Creed 3.
Yep.
Is it just wrapped up?
Yeah, we've just finished it. I'd done the main part in February. So I went over in February. Luke got me in unbelievable shape. He really did, to be fair. I mean, I was supposed to go in December, and things got put back. So I thought, I'm going to enjoy Christmas, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And MBJ, Michael, is the director for this one.
Okay.
And he contacts me and he says, listen, we're going to have to put this back. And I'm like, Mike, I've just got in great shape, bro. I said, I've lost like 2 stone, 5 pounds. I said, I don't need this delaying because I want to enjoy Christmas and New Year. And he was like, don't worry, I mean, you'll always be in good shape. And I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, bro, I'm retired. I've been retired for how many years? He's like, Tone, you'll be cool. We know what we're doing. And it wasn't, without giving too much away, it's not a big part. I'm not the main villain like last time. As people have realised, Jonathan is the main villain. He's the storyline. The storyline is phenomenal. Yeah. It's absolutely pristine. It's quality. Keenan Coogler is the one of the writers for the movie. Ryan Coogler is involved. Michael B. Jordan's the director. So there's so much going on in this movie. Obviously, I can't give much away, but I had to go back again. I thought I'd done all the movie, and that was in January, February, sometime there or thereabouts, not long after Christmas. And then literally a few weeks ago, he called me, said, I'm not happy with certain finishes. And I was like, well, ain't nothing I can do about that now, bro. I said, I've been to Turkey. I said, I've gained 2 stone. I said, and I'm not being funny, but I'm as black as you. I said, so I can't come out now. And he says to me, so when he said, I need you to come out, he said, we can CGI certain things. And he says to me, I said, if you can CGI certain stuff. I said to him, if you can CGI certain...
Rex, sort his mic out. Carry on, Tony.
I think I've done it. Oh, you've done it. I think he said, if you can CGI certain stuff, I said, why do you need me to come? He said, because I've just got to land the perfect shot. And I was thinking, this motherfucker wants to knock me out. In front of everyone. And then, to be fair, I lost a stone in about 10 days, as much as I possibly could. Stayed away from any sun because I had a lovely tan from Turkey, man. I go a lovely colour when I go on holiday. And I got the job finished. So Creed 3 is coming. I'm sure you guys have seen the first trailer. That's nothing. I mean, I've seen other little bits and bobs now, and Michael's just done an unbelievable job. He really, really has. I mean, he's worked with some brilliant directors. I mean, he's worked with probably, in my opinion, the best young director in the world in Ryan Coogler. He'll have picked bits up, he'll have learned, and to have Coogler by his side is so important. A young man who's on a mission and got a goal to be a star, and his acting is phenomenal. Like Michael B. Jordan is one of the best young actors in the world. There's just no question about it. So I can't wait to see his movie debut. Yeah, it'll be super exciting and it should be great.
And that's going to be big, man.
How does it feel for you to be a part of one of the biggest movie franchises in history? Because Creed's an extension of Rocky. Rocky's one of the biggest. It is. Come on. If you're going to mention movie franchise, it's going to be top 3. It's up there. How does it feel for you to be part of it?
It doesn't feel real, to be honest. I mean, I don't. Even when I was the main villain in the first one, the first Creed, I was like, it's not about me. I never ever think it's obviously it's not about me. It's about Mike and it's about Creed and the story and line. But just to be part of it is unbelievable. I mean, I'm a kid off the streets of Liverpool. I could never have dreamed, man, I was going to be in a Rocky movie. I really couldn't. I mean, I can see a Rambo movie or some police chasing me or something like that in some kind of movie, but I could never have foreseen a Rocky movie. Even being a fighter, you know, I dreamed of being a world champion and going down that road, but nah, not for movies. I mean, the day that first call came, I thought it was a prank.
I was going to ask you, what was it like getting that first call? What happened? Tell me about the call.
I thought it was a joke, I'm not going to lie. Everton had just been pumped by Chelsea 6-3 at home. Diego Costa, thank you very much. Yeah, just remind me, bro. Just to say how you feel. Don't hold back. Diego Costa comes to Goodison Park and scored a hat-trick. And I was tight, all the boys at the club with my friend. And I was like, I couldn't believe he just come and ran riot at Goodison Park. So I've left the game. I'm going to get a takeaway. Guy calls me up. My name's such and such. I'm calling on behalf of Sylvester Stallone and MGM. I said, bro, I'm not in the mood. Don't need this. I said, just what are you playing at? He said, people want to speak to you about a Rocky movie. I was just like, no, I'm not even listening. Put the phone down. Phoned me missus and said, I was on my way to get our last takeaway, an Indian takeaway, because I was ready to go into camp for Cleverly too. I was on 14 weeks or somewhere there or thereabouts. My last takeaway can be had 13, 14 weeks out. That's the last takeaway I'm having for the next 3 months. So I was on my way there, and he phones again. And I'm like, listen, mate. I said, I'm not in the mood for any nonsense. I can't. I've watched Everton get pumped. I feel like beating someone to death. I'm not in the mood. He says to me, I'm calling on behalf of Sylvester Stallone. They want you to be in a Rocky movie. And I was like, you know, I've never acted in my life. I said, what's your game? I said, what is your end goal here? I said, better still, just tell me where you got my phone number from. And he said, I got it from Ross Barkley. I just put the phone down, boom, phone Ross Barkley straight away. I phoned him up and I said, this ain't got your name written on it. Bear in mind, these boys are all my friends in the dressing room, Everton's first team. I'm close with them all now. I'm getting ice baths in there 3 times a week. I train in there 2 to 3 times a week. So I know them. And he says to me, I swear to you, my best mate's dad is friends with Sylvester Stallone's right-hand man. I said, Ross, I swear, bro, I'm not in the mood. I said, I didn't even think to myself that he played in that game. I'm just, at this moment in time, I'm just thinking, someone's on a prank. These fuckers are trying to amuse themselves off the back of me because they've just been pumped by Chelsea.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean your dad's friends? And I just didn't believe a word he was saying. In the end, I said to him, I promise you now, if this is a wind-up and I turn up and this down to Leon, because they had Leon Osman written all over it, Ozzy was the wind-up in the game.
Yeah.
Ozzy was like, I can picture it now. I was going to turn up and like 50 eggs were going to get thrown at me at once from all different angles. That's what I was thinking. Phone me missus. I said to her, these want me for a Rocky movie. She went, don't be so naive and ridiculous, you muppet. She said to me, what the fuck are you going to do in a Rocky movie? You can't act. And I was like, okay, thanks for the support. That was nice of you. Turned up at this meeting, met with a few guys, and they were like, they were from LA. They were like, the director would like you to play. And I just basically said, I've got no actor experience. I don't think I can do it, no. And then the next day, they flew Ryan Coogler over. And I basically spent 24 or 48 hours with him. Took him to work with me. I was working the, if I remember correctly, it was Wembley Arena, George Groves, Christopher Abrasi European title fight. Mm-hmm. I stayed with Cougs all day in Liverpool. We walked round, seen where I was from, stuff like that. And then took him to London, and he watched me work for Sky Sports at the time. And I was like, he just said to me, I want you for the part, I don't want no one else. And I was like, what do you mean? I said, Cougs, I don't think I can do it. I want to stay in touch with you because I just liked him. The minute I met him, he just had a certain way about him. Like people say, an energy. So he had, I just felt like at home with him. He just felt like someone I'd known all my life. And he basically talked me into doing it. I was not going to do it. If it wasn't Ryan Coogler who was talking to me, I would never have done Creed. Yeah. And then on the back of that, I was the last one to sign the contract because I had the Cleverly fight in 13 weeks. So I know for a fact Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone sat in America and watched me fight Nathan Cleverly because I said, if I lose that fight, I ain't doing the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty adamant I wouldn't have done it because the shame of losing for me is just the worst shame in the world. There's no way I could have lost that fight and then went to Hollywood. I'd have just been known as a complete failure. So thankfully it worked out all right. I can't complain, man. It's a nice story, and it could have been a lot different, but it wasn't.
Well. But that's a lot of, like, from what we see, that's a lot of your mentality in a nutshell, though. Like, to put that pressure on yourself of like, right, I'm not doing it if I don't do this. But that Cleverly rivalry, because that's one of the, because I always followed you. I was following your career from Oval, Mackenzie.
Yeah, he could punch, man. Yeah, he wasn't nice, him.
He's a rough, tough fighter.
Bro, he could just punch. Like he's the only fighter in my whole career I faced him. And in the build-up, I looked at his record on BoxRec. Just looked at him and said, he's going. He's nothing. I think he had about 9, 10 losses, something like that. Like 19 wins, 9, 10 losses. It was something there or thereabouts. Might not be exact, but he had quite a few losses. And I looked at the people he'd lost to and I thought, I'm better than them. One of the guys he lost to was Dean Francis, who was a strong light heavyweight who could punch. And he got knocked out off him in a round. And that was the only fight I kind of looked at. And it was a left hook that done him. And I just thought, it's over. At this stage, I'm now 12-0 with about 8 or 9 knockouts to my name. Everything's going perfect. And then I just remember getting into the middle of the ring and thinking, just have a little look. And then he just sat me down. He clipped me on the back of the head. And I just sat down. I was like, okay, well, it's a flash knockdown. I'm just going to get on with it. But at this stage, making light heavyweight was so tough. Yeah. So the slightest clips around the back of my head, ears, like I just sit down. It's like your legs just defy it and just say, bro, I'm taking a seat, and you ain't got no say in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, what the fuck's going on? So I gets up, second round comes out. Now this is where the damaging thing happened. The flash knockdown I can deal with. The second one comes, he now knows he can hit me. So he puts his left hand out and he technically isn't very good, but he's got brute strength. It's like, I don't know what the fuck he got fed in Jamaica.
I was going to say it's a yard man still. Yeah, yam and banana planting.
Hard food.
I'm telling you now, I seen the left hand, and then the next thing I know, I was flat on my face on the floor, looking at my gloves. And I was like, I can't believe this fucker's got me down again. Like, I didn't see the pot, I just seen this. So I had this in front of me, and the next thing, my hands are on the floor. And the referee's in front of me, he's going 4. And I said, move out the way, I'm going to kill him. And the referee says, what do you mean? I said, move out the way, 5, I'm going to fucking kill him. I looked across the ring at Oval Mackenzie's eyes, and he'd lost the fight there and then. If Oval Mackenzie had the poise and the same mentality as I had at that time, he'd have knocked me out. I have no problem saying that at all. He would have rendered me unconscious, because when you go down that heavy, you're literally seconds away from going to sleep. Like, the only thing that got me up was the condition I was in. My strength and conditioning coach at the time was Dave Bellew, the Everton's head fitness coach, and he had me in unbelievable shape. He really did. I mean, the treadmill sprints I would do, the times that I could do them, and it was just insane how fit I really was. But that's what got me up. So getting up after that second knockdown, looking in his eyes and seeing, he just looked at me as if to say, that's not possible. And he lost it, and then I just walked him down then, and then I clipped him with the same left hook that Dean Francis caught him with. I hit him with a heavy left hook, and he just went flat on his back. I still think it was stopped prematurely, and the referee robbed me of the glory that night, because he went down similar to how I went down in that second round, but the referee allowed me to continue. He didn't allow him to continue through fear of what I was capable of. So he knew I could really hurt someone, whereas I just wanted that final defining punch. I didn't get it. Referee jumps in, and then I go and give him an immediate rematch like I always do. A man of me word, I just say, right, I'll give you the straight rematch. I didn't have to, not contract or nothing. I just said, fight him again. It was a close fight, but I didn't agree with the stoppage myself. And then the second fight, I just blitzed him. He didn't lay a single glove on me. I just put him on a jab. Literally, from the Oval Mackenzie 1 fight to the Oval Mackenzie 2 fight, you see a progression in my career. I go back to my old amateur coach, Mick McAllister, and Mark Quinn, who's a coach by my side at that time, and my whole style changes. I go from just wanting to kill people and hurt people and rough them up in the pros, using my size as my advantage, to them being a box puncher. And I've always been a good boxer, but I understood then after that fight, I can't afford to be in many fights like that where I've got to get off the floor, where I'm face down, face first. I can't afford for that to happen. So yeah, it ain't gonna last long if I keep doing that. So I literally, and I always had it in the locker to do it, but I was so used to knocking people out and hitting people that I then changed things up and then started to box them more, break them down on a jab, and then that's when things started to progress. I went up the rankings, and I was unbeaten for so long, and it was okay, man. It was a harsh lesson learned.
When did you first start boxing? Whereabouts in Liverpool are you from originally? Tell me about a little bit.
I'm from the south end of Liverpool. So I was born in Toxteth, and I was raised in Wavertree. Both to mixed race parents. My mother's black, my father's white. So yeah, I mean, I'd say 70% of the south end of Liverpool is mixed race.
Yeah. I've been up there.
The north end of Liverpool is predominantly white, even to this day. Like, it's crazy to see. My old junior school, the first language is now Arabic. In my old school,
is it?
It ain't English no more. The first language ain't English, because all the immigrants that have been brought into the country have been into Liverpool, have been jammed down the south end. Like, they can't be in the north end, because that's just the way my city is. It's a mess, man. It's a bit fucked up with the way it is from north to south. Doesn't mean I wouldn't want to say everyone's racist in the north end, because that's just very unfair. But you know, as I said, it's a predominantly white area, and in certain areas of Liverpool, like, I've got a friend who's building houses at the minute, and he's Arab kid. Well, actually, he's Somalian, and he was building up a place in Huyton. He was doing up a house, and he just knocked on the door and said, "Who do you think's moving here once this house is done up?" And he went, "Whoever I want to sell it to." And he went, "No, that's not the kid. Just don't know how it's going to work." He said, we'll let you know who's going to buy it. And he was like, how the fuck are you going to tell me who's buying this house when I've bought it, doing it up? And that's how some places go. It's just a mad situation. So being in South Liverpool, it's just home, man. Just home.
What was it
raised
like
in Wavertree.
So what was it like for you? You're mixed race, but you're lighter skinned. You could pass for white at times when you want to. Did you get what was it like for you growing up in that sense? Was it you're too white for one side, you're too
you're exactly perfect.
Yeah?
So
literally.
I'm not black enough for the brothers, and I'm not white enough for the light guys. So I'm in a catch-22. So it's just like
I just floated in it.
Yeah, bro, I'm just floating. The only downside, I mean, I like what I like, so it would be quite when I go to the North End, or when I would go to somewhere like Canny Farm. The first gym I boxed was Stockbridge Village. I walked in and I had a velour tracksuit on and I had rap music pumping out my ears, and I'm not sure if Eminem had been discovered then, but that's how I was looked up as Eminem.
Yeah.
And then do a bit better, I bought a silver chain. I told everyone it was white gold, lying bastard. I bought a silver chain with diamonds on it, and I thought to myself, I've cracked it. I was getting better at the boxing. I was a late starter with boxing. I started boxing at 15. So I got expelled from school and then took boxing seriously, but I was going up to there. So yeah, it's just, people will say to me, and like me friends and my close friends, they will look at me and say, he's black, he's not white. But then other people say, he's not black, he's white. So I don't give a shit what people think I am.
The way of the world.
Yeah.
It's people have to put a description on you or whatever. So when I fill in them forms, or when I go to the passport office, when I done my visa, the guy said, are you black or white? No, he didn't actually. He said to me, what are you? And I said, mixed. And he said, but mixed with what? I said, I don't fucking know. I said, I'm a fucking mixture of everything. I've got, my granddad's Indian American. So like me mum's dad, he's that black, bro. He's navy blue.
Yeah.
He's dark, and then there's so much fucked up shit in me. I've got Irish, American, Red Indian, Spanish somewhere. Fuck it. So I don't know what I am. I'm just a person. That's how I say to people. I just say I'm a person, and I'd like to say I'm a decent person. So whatever that is, I don't know.
Exactly.
That's the God's honest truth. I ain't not no fucking idea what
that's
I am.
what it comes down to, though, Tony. You just got to be a good person.
Yeah, I try my best.
Yeah.
Black, pink, yellow, orange.
Yeah.
Good person. Because I know some black people that are fucking
fucked up.
I know white people that are fucked up.
Oh, bro, there's good and bad in every race, creed, colour, religion. So
yeah, it's a bottom line. Be a good person.
Yeah, I try my best.
So first time you walked into a boxing gym, who took you?
My dad took me to 2 gyms first. So actually, my dad's friend's son took me to the first one. The first one I ever walked into was Rotunda ABC. Walked in, I seen a guy called Jimmy Albertina. At this stage, I'd had no experience, but I'd always done a bit of boxing training with me dad in the yard, or in places like, I'd done kickboxing early, so I was good with my legs. I could kick pretty well, but I knocked a couple of people out with punches in my last couple of fights, and I got disqualified. So the coach then said, you should try boxing. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. Went to the gym. I'm not gonna lie, it was just too hard. And I was a bit of a weighty kid. At 15 years of age, the best way to explain it, at 15 years old, I was 15 stone.
Yeah.
And I was just a fat lump who loved having a fight. I wasn't a bully. I was quite easygoing and placid. But when a fight would appear or show itself, I would be happy.
On it, yeah.
You know, like, I remember when you was in school years ago, and someone would go like, I'm offering you out after school.
Yeah.
And like, kids would be literally shitting their pants all day, and they'd be like, doesn't mean, now that's the wrong word to say, mean shitting their pants all day, but they'd be nervous and they would be touchy, and like some kids would leave 20 minutes early and get off and go, don't need that. Like, I would literally sit in the classroom and I would be like, I can't wait for this.
Yeah.
This is fucking music to my ears. I can't wait. I'm going to practice kicking this fucking and from an angle and shit like that. And so, just fighting has never ever, like, no man has, I've never been intimidated by any man. Like, I'm petrified.
You can tell in the fights that you've taken, like,
literally, you can tell, you can see it. I think that's what, like I said, what resonated, like watching you, you could just see that attitude of like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I
Like,
just don't care.
yeah,
What's the worst you can do?
What are you
to
gonna
me?
do? Exactly.
Yeah.
The worst you can do is knock me out.
Yeah.
No, it ain't even that bad. You don't feel nothing because you sleep. So, and I've never actually been put asleep. You just get hit, you go down.
Yeah.
And that's it. So, I'm more scared. I was more scared of my mother and my wife than I've been of any man ever.
Yeah.
So, that's the last thing. The only person I feared was my father. Was my dad. I think that's the only person I genuinely feared as a kid. And then that's because he was such a tough, hard guy. So, yeah, I just, fighting just seemed natural to do. So going that first boxing gym, the training was too hard, didn't like it. I wasn't a kid who was a good athlete. I couldn't run fast, I couldn't do this. I was just someone who was insanely driven. But when I first went to the first boxing gym, I walked in, he said, have you boxed? I said, no. He said, the way you punch your bag, you must have boxed. I said, I'm telling you, man, I ain't boxed. And I said, how long is it until I fight? Now, I was thinking, like, since, say, 5-6 weeks, because that's all you need in the gym, 5-6 weeks, then you have your first bout. And he said, 12 to 18 months. And I was like, 12 to 18 months? I'm not waiting that long. I mean, I'm 15 years old. I just want to have a fight. So he says to me, go away, come back. I never came back. When I look back, life works in crazy ways because I got attracted back to that gym later on, but I'll get to that. I then walked into Stockbridge ABC, met a guy who was working for me dad on the door at the time. His name was Mark Kinney. And I went to done one session with him in the gym, and he seen me hit the bag. He took me on pads, and he just said, are you sure you definitely haven't boxed? And I said, Mark, my dad's obviously told you I've never had a fight. And he said, okay, sound, you can fight in 6 weeks. And I was like, this is fantastic. We've got to go here. I fought in the Heighton Suite. I was 15 years of age. I fought a guy called Rob Beach, Martin Murray's good mate. He was from St. Helens ABC. The late John Chisnell, lovely guy, was in his corner. Mark Kinney was in mine, with Tosh Field and handing up. I remember arriving at the venue. This was small, like a social club. Smoke in the air, people still smoking indoors then. And I'm not going to lie, I stepped on the scales and I weighed 13 stone, 8 pound, cruiserweight. He steps on the scales, and as I said, I was 15, I was a late developer, to be honest, but I'm still waiting to develop even now. The shit still ain't grown the way it should have grown. And I remember him getting on the scales and having a hairy chest and a hairy face.
Yeah.
And I thought, you lie, I ain't even got a hair on my bollocks properly yet. And this fucker's turning up with a hairy chest and face, so I was panicking now. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, whoa, this is first of all, this is not fair. That's what I was saying. This is not fair. You guys are setting me up. I don't know what your problem is, but you've put me against a man. I'm a 15-year-old boy. And he was like, no, but you get to an age at that stage, it's cadet level, so between 15 and 17 can fight. He was obviously early developed, and he was at the back end of 17, and I was at the beginning of 15. It's a big jump. It should be 15 to 16 really, and that's it. I remember just getting in the ring, absolutely shitting myself, just thinking, I can't afford to get knocked out in front of my dad, and just swinging, man. I was literally Deontay Wilder in that first fight.
Yeah.
I just like head down,
Yeah.
and thankfully one of them caught him in the second round, hit him on the top of the head, and he went down. When he went down, the referee went, go to the neutral corner, and I didn't even think about neutral. I was just going, it's over, I'm the best.
Yeah.
I'm the best. And everybody's like, 2, and I was like, he's dead. He's done. And then he actually got up, and then I just steamed in, and I swear I must have thrown about, I don't think I've got it on video, I thought about 50 punches, and like swings over the top of the head. They were going everywhere, and then one just clipped him one more on the top of the head, and he went down. The referee waved it off, and then I was just jumping around saying, I'm the best, and that was what I can remember of the first fight. But never ever again did I get nervous. Never again. Everything then, I was calm. I loved fighting. The only other time I was nervous was Goodison Park. So from then on, nerves never got to me again. It's just that first amateur fight. That was the only time.
Yeah, I see it. Goodison Park, I'll fast forward to there because you just said it. You could kind of see it that day. Maybe because I've watched you for so long, so I could kind of see it on you, like, yeah, there's a little bit of tension. This is the moment, because as long as I've been watching you, you've been saying Goodison Park, gonna have a fight at Goodison Park. Now it's Goodison Park world title fight.
Yeah.
Cruiserweight. Makabu, and he was a banger as well. He was a banger. Like I think people don't kind of give the credit to it. Like you see, Canelo was about to try and fight him the other day. Solid puncher, bro. Solid competitor. And I remember watching it, and I thought, yeah, you could see your face just a little looked a little bit different. Tell me about that, bro. When
I turned up to Goodison Park 3 hours later. I mean, the best way to explain it, when the fight first got made, I rejected a shot at. Fucking hell, I can't even remember his name. I rejected a shot at a WBA regular title. And Eddie was like, Tony, got you a world title fight. And I said, Ed, man, don't insult me. That's not a world title fight. Yeah. Eddie's like, go to Al Heyman's paying. Bellew Shumanov, Las Vegas, and Al Heyman bill. So I was like, nope, don't need that. Because now I was European champion. I just beat Mateusz Masterneck. I was in the top 5 of every governing body. So I rejected that shot. He said, sit tight and wait. I knew Creed was going to be dropping on the March. I just defeated Mateusz Masterneck on the December. So I was European champion, hot on the heels. Eddie and Barry Hearn said, we're going to get you the world title fight off the back of the Masterneck fight. Because Masterneck was like 40-2 or 40-3. Had only ever been beaten by the world champion, Gregory Droz at the time, the Russian. So yeah, it was, I just thought, I've got a shot. Eddie phoned me up this day and said, I've got you the dream shot. And I said, well, what's the dream shot? He said, for the belt you want. And I was like, really? And he said, yeah, I've got it. There's a bit of bad news. And I said, well, there can't be possibly no bad news if you've got me a WBC world title fight. He said, it's against a fella called the Lunga Makabu. And I was like, he said it like against a fella called Lunga. He never had a fucking clue who he was. But people have been telling him, this guy's a killer. He was 19-1 at the time, and he only lost his professional debut on a stoppage because I'm told he didn't speak English and didn't understand the count. He got a flash knockdown, but I'm told he was on one knee and got up at 9 instead of getting up at 8 while watching the count. So after every fight after that, he's just steamrolling everyone, knocking the likes of Ty Fields out. He was a proper heavyweight. He knocked him out, and then he beat Thabasio Makunu. He knocked him out, and it was just, I thought, I still had a few issues in my mind after the Adonis Stevenson fight. Small, southpaw, big puncher, and he was basically just Adonis Stevenson, a cruiserweight. Big, dangerous, powerful. I don't mean big as in height, I just mean width. He was stocky, made great shape, and he could really, really punch. So first round, come out, the fight gets made, and I'm like, Eddie, I'm not going to lie, the first thing I said to Eddie was, tell you what, Ed, go back to the WBC, because I'm now in the top 3. This guy was #1 contender for 2 years. He waited for a shot, and Gregory Joss pulled out with 3 months to go. So the WBC said, we'll mandate Bellew versus Makabu, but it has to be Makabu. No one else has to be him. And I said, Ed, speak to WBC, bro. You've got a good relationship with them. Tell them I'll fight for the WBC against someone else, and then I'll fight him in my first defence. I promise I'll do it. And I was like, he was like, nope, WBC have said it's got to be him or you can't fight for the title. And I was like, for fuck's sake. All I could see when I see this little fucker was Adonis Stevenson. Yeah. And that was the hardest part of me boxing career, coming back from that loss and the way it was a killer. And I just thought, for fuck's sake, I hate southpaws, bro. The minute some little bastard walks in the gym and puts his right hand first, he should just be thrown out the fucking gym. Just get him out. Someone fucked up along the way. Yeah. Just get this little fucker out the gym. And I hated them with a passion. So preparing for him, I was in camp. I trained really well, and then I detached me floating rib with a couple of weeks to go in sparring. I couldn't put the fight off because when you're fighting at a professional football stadium, they've got a time scale. So when the fight was set for 29th of May, I couldn't have took it back. I couldn't have brought it forward because if I delay the fight, Everton start the season, they start playing. So I can't do it. So once I got the injury, I was just hyperbaric chamber, staying in them for 2 weeks, in and out every other day. It was stress, man. Walking to that ring that night, I thought, I kind of put the injury to the back of my mind. I was panicking like fuck, because I was thinking to myself, I've been telling everyone for the last 15 years I'm going to be a world champion at Goodison Park. If I lose this fight, I am the biggest bullshitter this city's ever seen, because I've been saying this shit for years. even regardless of the loss to Adonis Stevenson. I never thought I lost the first Cleverly fight, but whatever have you. So I didn't take that loss bad. But the Stevenson fight, I was still saying after then, I will become world champion. I was lying to myself, trying to convince myself all the time. And I kept telling myself over and over, you can. But when it's actually in front of you and you walk into the ring and you've been telling everyone for years, I'm going to do this. When you actually start doing it and you walk to the ring, bro, the panic was setting in. And I was thinking, fuck me, I'm doing it. A good part of it was amazing when I remember stopping in the middle of the pitch, Goodison Park, and looking at the Gladys Street end where my season ticket was and seeing all the phones come up. At this stage now, I've done Creed 1. So it was like, I've done it, but people think Creed was shot at Goodison Park. It wasn't. It got superimposed onto the pitch. Me and MBJ fought in a big room with green screens around us and pretended to knock fuck out of each other. It was absolutely fantastic, but I was doing it now for real. And the panic and the feelings that I got walking to that ring. The only thing I can say is I give myself credit in the fact of when I stepped through the ropes, that was done. Everything was dead. It was just no noise, no nothing. I just looked at him and I thought, I've got to get rid of you before you get rid of me. I understood and knew by studying him and watching him, and I knew every move he was going to make because I'd studied him that much and that diligently, that I knew if he stepped to the right, he was looking for the left hand. If he rolled, he was looking for a body shot followed by a straight left hand through to my chin. Every time he stepped back, I knew he was trying to set me up. If he rushed back, I'd hurt him. So them things were going through my mind, the process all the time. First round's going great. I'm punishing him, pump jab. Big right hand down the pipe, and he's smiling. He's letting me know, yeah, you caught me. It's good. I'm going to get you. Don't worry about that. Boom, 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 boom. Hits him, whack to the body, and he makes the noise. As he makes the noise, I think, right, just be patient, keep going. Touch, bang, bang. Another two to the body. He's done the same again. I step back out, and as I step back in, now I know I'm coming into the last half of the round, and I'm thinking, like I said before, I have got to get rid of you before you get rid of me. I've stepped back in, and I had me chin in the air like a fucking giraffe. I should have just put a bow on it, bro, and just said, hit this fucking thing as hard as you can. Stepped in, left hand low, looking to just bing him with a big right hand, and then just felt, boom, and remember it landed on my nose, snapped my nose in half, and then travelled down to my chin and pushed my jaw back into my neck. And people think it was a balance issue the way I went down. It was fuck all to do with balance. This boy just folded me like a deck chair. Boom, goes down, and I rolls back over. I remember thinking, I was up at the count of 3. I was up just lightning and fast. Might have even been 2. Once again, same as the old Mackenzie fight, I'm talking to myself. You can watch it back on YouTube, and I'm going, I'm going to kill this fucker. I'm going to kill him. Referee said 3. He said, you're a psychopath. You're nuts. I said, move out the way. 4. And I said to him, I'm telling you, move. He's had it. 5, 6. He gives me the 8 count. Feels me gloves. He said, you're sound. Victor Loughlin's a brilliant referee. Rubs me hands like that, and then he says, box, and I says, box, bing, the bell goes. Now, did the bell save me? No, because my legs are strong and I'm up, but it definitely helped me, because the next shot that lands is massive. If he lands a big left hand, I could be down again. Don't get me wrong, I'm getting up. The only way he's going to beat me is he nails me to the floor, or he knocks me clean out. So it goes back to the corner, little legs in the corner, Dave Caldwell. Of all the things, man, he says to me, you got greedy. That fucking Sheffield voice. And I was just like, of all the times, I know I'm a fat fucker, but of all the times to be called greedy, now is not the time. Don't remember anything of round 2. It's gone from my mind. I don't remember how I boxed. I have to watch it on tape to know. Don't remember anything he said in the corner at the end of round 2. There's certain parts of my career that are gone. Like, I don't remember any of the fight with Isaac Chilemba. I don't remember any of the fights with Adonis Stevenson. I remember very little of certain fights where I've died to make weight that much, or the concussions that bad. The Usyk fight, I don't remember anything after round 7. I remember telling me coach at the end of round 7, I feel absolutely fucked. The next part that comes to my mind is being in the dressing room and seeing my wife. I remember how I walked from the ring, interviewing. So certain parts go blank. So with Goodison Park, comes out for the 3rd round. I don't remember anything, so I'd be lying if I told you I knew what I'd done in round 2. I don't. Just for the 3rd round, I've come out and I remember thinking to myself, got to get rid of him before he gets rid of me. Put it on him. Hit him with a few hard jabs, but he's starting to hunt me now because he starts slow, McCarby. He's a notoriously slow starter, but he's starting to put his foot on the gas and step in. So in my mind, I'm thinking, I've got to set a trap. And the minute I nail him hard, I know he'll back up quick. Set a trap, throwing jabs. Make his left hand miss, slip to the side, goes over my head. He comes into the corner, I back up, and this is the corner here. As he comes in, he slips, he throws a left hand, but I've come away from it here, so it goes over there, and I just clip him with a short left hook just on his forehead, boom. And straight away, it didn't feel like a hard shot to me, because I've hit him perfectly with the first 2 knuckles on the forehead. He backed up like lightning, and McCarby's face doesn't change, but his eyes done this, and he just went, and he started running, and I was like, I've got you, fucker. I know I've got you. I chased after him, and I thought, I can't be lackadaisy again and get caught and get dropped. Touched him. Got him to the ropes, bang, 2 to the body. He makes the noise again, and then I goes back round to the other side of the ring on the ropes, and I've got him pinned, and I kept pulling his hand down. He's really good at just doing this. So I pulled the left hand off his face and then smashed him with a right hook. But you've got to do it in one motion. Fighters don't do it enough these days. The young kids pull it down, and as you pull, you smash. So if everyone thinks in boxing, if you just do this, you're safe. Well, you know, if people don't do the trick I've just showed you, pull the glove and smash at the same time. And I hit him on the temple. His legs dip, and then he's on me now. He knows I'm going to pull the glove down, so he can't just stay like this. And then he tries to throw one left hand just to knock me off balance, and as he throws it, he fucks up. He throws left hand, it misses, and he comes out like this and drops a lazy southpaw jab. As he does it, what me and Little Legs had worked on all camp. As soon as he gives me a lazy jab, load your left leg and fire a left hook, and that's one thing I've always been able to throw. He's thrown the lazy right hand, I dipped, boom, left hook hit him, he's asleep.
Well,
Jesus. That's the end of days, bro.
Yeah. Still winning that world title, bro. That could have some part.
I can't put it into words how much it meant. It's just, I'm not a bullshitter. Yeah. That's the best way I could tell you. Which is probably people think, oh well, you've got a belt, you this, that, and you like the relief of I can say to people now, I fucking told you. Yeah. I wasn't a bullshitter. Everything I've always said, British Commonwealth, European, World Champ, everything I've said I'd do, I've done. I've won. There's not a person in the world who can call me a bullshitter who said I haven't done anything that I haven't done anything I said I'd do. I've followed through with absolutely everything. So just the relief, that relief of not being a bullshitter and not being a fucking chatter and a talker, because I was a talker and a chatter all my life. I remember Paddy Haye coming in the dressing room after the fight, the cheeky bastard, and saying to me, Tone, you're not just a blagger now. I was like, cheeky bastard. It's only a cockney could come in the room. Bastard's never took a punch in his life and say something like that to me. And I love Barry Hearn. Barry Hearn to me is an inspiration of someone who's come from nothing in London to be fucking a major big deal. Come from, as I say, the streets of London, worked his way up. He really has. And when he said it to me, I just thought, he'll say what I know how every people really look at me. So when he said that, I was like, I'm fucking not a blagger no more, am I? I've done it, I've cracked it. So just, I'm not a blagger, I'm not a bluffer. I've achieved everything I set out in life to do. It's very rare that I haven't met many people and come across who can hand on heart say, I've lived out my lifelong dreams. Like if I die tomorrow, bro, I've seen me dreams go in front of my eyes. When I think about boxing now, I don't think about day-to-day fights. I don't think about cleverly things. I just think Goodison Park. I've lifted that belt. I dreamed of that belt as a kid. I studied boxing religiously. There's not much I don't know about boxing. It was me life. I literally gave me life to it. It became before me kids. It came before me wife. It came before anything. I love fighting, and I'm so engrossed in it. Like the shit that I know in my mind, I don't even know how I remember it, because I forget shit. Like, on the way in here, you told me the name of this building, and I swear from putting
that
From putting the phone down to you, the walk was 80, 100 meters tops. At the end, I thought, what the fuck did he say that building was? And then I looked at it straight in front of me. I'm not going to say what it give you a location, but I seen the big sign. I thought, oh yeah, that's what it was called again. So I forget things all the time. Might be because I'm punchy, might be because I'm fucking thick. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's just I know certain things about boxing, and so everything that I give me life to boxing. So it worked out thankfully in them, but there's so many that haven't. I've seen so many fighters who are better than me. Like, I've beat fighters who are better than me. I've got no problem in telling you now, David Haye's better than me.
Yeah, you said that.
But yeah, I tell him, and like he's and David's pretty honest about me. He goes, yeah, but you beat me twice, and I said, yeah, that's all good because styles make fights. And people go, oh, you've only beaten an old man in David Haye. You beat one-legged David Haye. I had to beat David Haye anytime I faced him, purely based on the fact of I can make you miss.
Yeah.
That's all it's down to. I make you miss, and I punch hard enough to make you pay. And no one can really do that with David because David's such a big, powerful guy. He fights fighters who they can't make him miss. If you can't make David miss, he will knock you out. Simple as that. I don't care who you are, how big or powerful you are. If he can hit you at will, you are going to sleep. Simple as that. And I could make him miss, and that was the reason why I beat him. But he's a far better fighter than me. Everything about him, technically, he's brilliant. He's more explosive. He's more powerful than me. He's quicker than me. But it just comes down to you can't outthink me.
But what made you kick the Toblerone and say, David, I want you now? In that moment, no, I can't. We have to talk it. In that moment, because that was legendary. I can't remember what fight you just finished. Because I was
BJ Flores.
There you go. First defense. There was one of his pals or something like that.
First defense in my WBC title.
Then you booted the Toblerone.
Yeah.
You more or less hit Haye, and you was like, you.
Yeah,
what made you in that moment? Was it you? Was it business? Or was it
a bit of both. Well,
thought?
that's the only time I went into a fight with an agenda. I'd never gone into a fight before with an agenda. People think that my rivalries are like acted up or I've played them because to make money. I absolutely can't stand Nathan Cleverly. If Nathan Cleverly was to walk into this building, it's on right now. I'm letting a right hand go. It's on. I'm sorry, that's just the way I am.
Yeah.
People will say, oh, you're a fucking idiot, but that's just the way it's going. I can't change the way I am. With David, I respected him and I admired him. But when he announced the comeback and then he knocked out the two heavyweight guys quite easily at the O2, I was then like, he's the money. He is the fucking money.
Yeah.
And I was like, remember we're all old enough. Remember Red Dwarf?
Yeah.
Remember H?
Yeah.
I had H on his phone. But David Haye had a pound sign like H had to me. So I looked at him. I promise you. And we always knew each other. We weren't, I wouldn't say friends, but we knew him. I respected him. Like, I sparred with him when I was just first time ABA champion. He paid me £100 a day, and I beat him up then. I beat him up in the sparring. He hit me the hardest I've ever been hit in my whole life. To this day, the hardest I've ever been hit. People say, well, you've been stopped. The hardest I have ever been hit was off David Haye with 16-ounce gloves on. I shit you not.
Yeah.
This boy come to Liverpool. He sparred me and David Price in the Salisbury ABC gym. He put his hand out in my face and he just went boom and hit me with this uppercut. I shit you not. My back leg kicked out for no reason like a donkey. Leg just went boom, kicked out. And I said to him, good shot. And he looked at me as if to say, how the fuck are you still standing? Adam Booth remembers it. He'll tell you about it if you ever speak to him. I took it. How I took it, I swear to God, I have no idea because I've never been hit like that. My back leg just done this donkey kick for no reason. I have no idea wow. He's never done it since, but took it, got stuck into him, and had a good go. But when the fight came around, I just knew if I can make him miss. Don't get me wrong, I'm not stupid enough. If David catches me clean with 10-ounce gloves, with that right uppercut that he cut with the sparring, I'm asleep. Like, I don't know nothing's happened. I just wake up, I'm in the dressing room, or maybe I'm in an ambulance. I understand and know that, but I was so switched on and I was so experienced. I'm now a world champion. I'm at my absolute peak. I understand boxing so much better when I'm a world champion and when I've been through them trials and tribulations, European champion, Commonwealth, British. I've learned how to get up off knockdowns. I've learned how to weather storms. I just knew it, David. I just knew I could beat him. So I did. I'm not going to lie. I set that up for him to be the commentator that day. Eddie Earn was baffled, asking me, why do you want David Haye to be the commentator? I said, don't worry about it. Just make sure I will fight. I didn't want to fight BJ Flores. It was a no-win fight for me. He'd never been stopped. He followed me for years, calling me a blown-up light heavyweight who he'd smash easy. He even turned up at the fucking Creed premiere with David Haye. Absolute.
Oh yeah, that must have pissed you off as well.
Glory hunting helmet. Yeah, he turned up at the Creed premiere and he was talking about me there as well. It's like, you guys have turned up at my premiere to just to slag me and slate me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just to terrorise, man.
The crazy thing is, David had a picture with my eldest son at the time. I've got the picture on my phone. And at this stage, me and David were having a little bit of back and forth banter on social media. I was European champion, and I said, David, I'll fight you. So when the first time I bumped into him after saying, David, I'll fight you on social media, was the Creed premiere. So my son said, Dad, can I get a picture of him? I said, yeah, man, get a picture. I said, David, have a picture with me boy. I said, this is the one who wants to beat your dad up, son. And they went, yeah, knock your dad out.
That's David, you know. That's Haye. That's Haye. Yeah.
Said that to me eldest son.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was just like, I should have slapped him or belted him there, but me and David would have rolled around at that premiere, you know, at a red carpet event, and then So I didn't thought, not in front of me kids. If like, just let it go. Don't need this right now. And then what happened. But yeah, so I made sure he was the commentator. I walked over when I dropped BJ Flores the first time. I walked over. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna do this. I kicked the toe blow on him. Then I jumped out the ring. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping the security got there first. But if they didn't get there first, I've then got to fight a man with 10-ounce boxing gloves, and this guy's got fucking fists. Only going to be one winner there, I'm not going to lie. So I was hoping security does its fucking job. But I'm stupid enough.
That's the honesty.
I'm going to jump out and I'm going to throw. I'm not going to lie.
Now you got to commit to it.
I knew if he did punch me, the fight's sold. I've done it. But I knew if the security get there first, everyone's still going to want to see it. So I knew it's a calculated risk. And they're the kind of stupid shit that I was doing. That's the only thing I ever orchestrated in my whole career in life. That's the only thing I've acted
paid off though, innit?
Yeah, it did. It paid off, man.
Yeah.
Because fighting him changed my life. Like I was, as a British Commonwealth European world champion, I didn't even own my house. Everyone thinks, oh, he's on TV, he's topping bills, he's selling out arenas, he's rich. Bro, I wasn't rich.
Even world champion.
Yeah. Even as a world champion, I didn't own my house. I had a mortgage for 250 grand. I put 400 down on the house. So I was 250 in the deep. And man, all my friends, my best friend, everyone thinking I'm flying. I'm driving a Range Rover Sport. Financed up. I've got a Rolex. I didn't have the chain. I always wanted the chain. I ended up getting that in the end, thankfully.
Hey, come with.
I love that chain. I just wanted that as a kid.
Come with.
The things that I wanted, these little things that I want, so got a chain, shit like that. So I just, it was long. It was hard, man. Being skinned to me, and then as a world champion, everyone thinks you've cracked it. And then you wouldn't believe the people that come out of the woodwork and like, you're world champion, you've done this, you fought Goodson Park, and everyone's just like, can I get this? Can I get that? Can I borrow this? Can I borrow that? And I'm like, you're like, these people really must think that was for $1 million, and it wasn't even a tenth. And I'm just like, fair play to Eddie Hearn. He lost a fortune on Goodson Park. That was my bill. And I paid everyone on the bill, the chief support, I paid them a fortune. I gave them all good money because they were Scousers. They were one of my own. They were friends who were put on the bill, so I made sure they were all paid well. And Eddie lost a fortune and he still paid me, didn't have to. He paid me an okay bit of lump of money. For my first defence, he didn't take a penny off me. I sold out the Echo Arena again, or I think I sold 8,000 in there. And we done decent numbers. Eddie gave me all the money. Usually he should take a percentage. And he didn't take nothing. And then when the David Haye fight came around, he was pretty honest, and he just said, I think you're going to lose. He said, I don't think you're a heavyweight. And I was like, you'll see. I said, well, if you think I'm going to lose, you're going to take a less of a cut of my money. And he agreed. We shook hands on it and done it.
Good deal.
You're Eddie's favourite fighter.
Yeah, maybe
You think
now.
so?
Yeah, 100.
Maybe now. I was going to ask you about your relationship with him. No, I think I was going to ask you because I feel like you're one of the originals. Like Sky Sports Boxing you were one of the people that it was built on the back of. As a viewer, that's how I
thank
feel.
you.
That's
Yeah,
how
no,
I feel
100%,
as a
that's true.
viewer. Because I can remember, that's why I can remember all of these fights so clear, because I love boxing, so I'm watching this and you're one of the boxers that they're pushing. So for Eddie to see you go from everything you've described there to the heights that you've reached, of course you're his favourite fighter.
Yeah, come on,
And you're like, it's workman-like. You see what I'm like? It's workman-like. You're like in the trenches, like what the man them like in the trenches. Dirty, flipping, getting rough. I remember there was a video they did, like a mini documentary of you just driving around Liverpool.
Yeah, IFL Coogan. Just driving where I'm from. That's actually how I got the Creed movie.
I remember you saying.
Ryan Coogler seen that video and said, I want him.
Yeah.
I never acted, but he came across that video.
But a lot of energy came from that video. Like you could feel the local nature. You were serious anyway.
I've never even watched that.
You never watched it back?
No.
You better go.
I never watch anything I do.
I
feel ashamed and embarrassed to watch it myself. The only thing I've watched back that I do is Creed, and I didn't want to watch Creed, but Cougs made me go to a cinema with my family and friends, a private cinema to see Creed 1. And like, I'd never watched myself. I'd get embarrassed. I don't like the sound of my voice. I don't like the way I portray myself at times, because the way I'm portrayed in the media and the way person I actually am are two totally different people. Like, I'm a maniac. And I'm happy to say that one.
But I think that's where I could.
I
could, you know, when you
in flashes, you can see it come out.
I relate to this guy. You know what I mean? I relate to it. Like when I'm watching the cleverly press conferences, this, that, I get it. You understand? Even when you probably won't remember it because at the time it's live, so you're in the moment. But I'm watching it in my house, and you was backstage. I think you were walking in. You had a fight. It was a fight night. And you had your AirPods or your headphones in, whatever it was at the time. And I remember watching it in my house, and you was like, dickheads, losers. They're only bad on computers. Like, it's just like the man then, bro. You might not remember, but that's how you remember.
That was the fight for David Haye in the O2.
There you go. That's how you walked in. I was like,
I always wear the same tracksuits. I wear blue camouflage because I feel every time I put blue camouflage on, I'm going to war. So if I was going to go and have a straightener with someone in the park, I'm putting the camouflage tracksuit on. Yeah, it's just the way it's gonna go. And that song, I remember, I relate everything to songs. So that's Crept and Conan. I actually got them in Creed, so we had to find a.
I was gonna ask if it was you, that did that. I thought
me and Cougs were sitting in Cougs' office in Philadelphia, and he said we need an English rapper, and they just released "Don't Waste My Time." So I'm listening to it, and I'm always trying to keep up to date with all the rapping and stuff like that, and he said, we want a UK rapper tone. So I was like, okay. I says to him, we're going through a few different tracks. There's a couple of Wretches ones, Kano's old ones, all different guys. And I'm like, okay, so we'll see where we're going. And then I said, listen, this kind of makes sense with how you're portraying me in the movie. I'm an absolute cast iron favourite. I'm giving this absolute no hope at a chance. Don't waste my time. So I thought to myself, Cougs, you might like this, because I've thought of it, and I thought, it's perfect, because I was wasting my time against someone like Adonis Creed, because he's a no one. I'm only fighting you because your name's Creed and stuff like that. I pushed play on it in front of Cougs. He said, that's the song. Straight away just said, that's the song. And I said, Cougs, you haven't even listened to it all. He said, no, that's the song. And I was like, okay, fire away. I had to walk to the ring. My last day of shooting Creed 1 within the studio, and the sound system didn't work. It blew. It went kaput in a huge big warehouse. I had to have my phone in my shorts where no one could see, and it was playing Don't Waste My Time while I had fuckers blowing fire next to me, up and down here. Smoke was everywhere, and I was playing Don't Waste My Time. I remember just walking and looking through the smoke as my head bows, and I've got the hood over, so I
think that's one of the coldest entrances. I tried to look at it and think, is it because I'm UK? But as far as them films, I think it's one of the coldest, just the cinematography of it. It's outside of the music, but the fire breathing, just cold.
Levels.
It was a levels entrance.
That's and even deeper, because man, them are genuine fans of what man's doing, so man understand that you're not an actor, you're not this, you're doing. You get what I'm saying? So it just adds to the whole scene of it.
When I seen the two of them, the two boys come to the premiere, and I don't think they understood how they got the part, and I just told them, Cougs was with us. I said, I said, I walked into the room and I said, Cougs, have a look at these two. And they were like, at the time, they weren't where they are now. they was just coming and making waves and making noises for themselves, but they're doing amazing as well.
I love
to push our own all the time, and there's no reason our rappers are just as good as the American ones. We just don't get the plaudits and accolades that the American guys get. And it's crazy when you go to America. I've spent so much time in America and training I've been to every borough in New York. I've went to every ghetto gym in New York and I've sparred and I've smashed people up. I've had bad days and being beat up, but I remember knocking a couple of guys out. I won't say the names, but I'll tell them off camera. But world champions, I've knocked clean out in Gleason's gym. So I've been to Long Island, Staten Island, Brooklyn, all round New York. It's crazy how Americans look at us, especially me. When I first walked in the gym, white dude from England can't fight like fuck. He's fucking stiff. He's going to be fighting like this, and he's going to be shit. Bro, I come in and I was just, hand was low and lazy, and I was just waiting for you. Boom. I remember the first time I put someone asleep in an American gym, because they were just expecting me to turn up and just be this big, stiff English dude. And they learn pretty quick. Because when you go into gyms in America, I swear to you, everybody in the dressing room's a world champion. I just sat there and listened.
Yeah.
Just sat there and listened. This motherfucker, this motherfucker, that. I am the best. I am this. I am that. And I was like, just keep my head down, son. Just wait for me. Time will come. And then I remember just thinking, by the end of spending my first camp, I must have done 5 camps in America. By the end of the first one, every fucker called me champ.
Yeah.
And I was supported all around New York, and I loved it, man. But over in our country, you don't have to earn it. You can talk it here and get away with it. In America, they don't want to hear about talking, because everyone's a world champion when they listen to the mouth. In America, it has to be earned. Yeah. And I learned that pretty quick, and it's very, it's hard. It's a harsh reality in the States, but that's just the way it is. They also think that we don't have ghettos here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when Cougs come to Liverpool, and I took him to the wrong part of Liverpool, to be honest. And it's the mad part. It's in the South End, and we was driving down. He wanted me to take him to the place where I took Coog and Cassius to see the I Film London thing. So I drove Ryan Coogler around, and he says to me, "Which part of Liverpool?" I said, "South Liverpool. We're in the Dingle." Now the Dingle is just, it's mad because it's in the South End of Liverpool, but it's a proper racist place. So I've took Cougs to this place. You couldn't fucking write this. And sprayed on the wall, and I'm talking huge across this wall. Now my mother was raised down the road from this wall. Was a big massive spray sign, "Kill niggers," on the wall. And Cougs went, "Tom, what the fuck's up with that?" I've now got me back to it, and I've turned round, and I'm like, this looks like I'm bringing this fucker to see to get killed. And I was like, Cougs, I didn't explain to you, this is the south of Liverpool, which I've spoke to you about, but this is a fucked up part of South Liverpool where people are still warped in the fucking mind and they live in the 60s. Yeah. And he was like, wow, he said, so it happens everywhere. I said, this is a rough ass part of Liverpool.
Right, Liverpool's real, man. I think people don't understand how mad it is up there. You get
it's crazy. Like, I'd say here and Birmingham, and there's a little bit of Manchester, certain parts of Manchester, we're all alike. Multicultural. Crazy amounts of crime. And people who generally don't give a fuck.
Yeah, mad.
Like shooting, stabbing on just sight. Yeah. I don't see that in any other of them cities. So I'd say London, Birmingham, Manchester, Liverpool. I know it goes on in Glasgow and shit like that, but they're just nuts up there anyway. Yeah. And the Irish are crazy. But in England, it's them places. I'm being from there. I don't know. Are we raised differently? Is it the way we are? I don't know, man. I'd like to just say I'm prepared. Yeah. For anything at any time.
But I knew Liverpool's not. I finished my sentence in Liverpool, so I got shipped up there in HOP Walton.
Okay.
That's where I finished it. But it was just prisoner run. Like, prisoners, like, even when I spoke to one of the govs, about why, I was like, why is it just like this? And he was like, because we can't put pressure on no one or discipline anyone, because I'll go to the pub and I'll be drinking with my man's cousin or uncle or whatever. So it's like, if I lock him down and he gets a phone call and he rings out and says, right, my man locked me up or put me on basic, then he's in the pub, he would just get pulled up and man would say, it's just, it's mad up there.
Liverpool's, it's just like that. I mean, my dad's been to jail twice. The second, he never let me go and see him in Walton. I've been in Walton, I've seen my wife's brother in Walton a couple of times. The 23-hour bang up in Walton.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it's a rough ass, horrible ass jail. You see, jail in my city's glorified, which I hate. I went into I've got a very close friend in Bellew, serving a 16 rec. He's got a few years left. His name's Gary. He's a close friend of mine. We boxed together at Stockbridge ABC Canny Farm. He's a good kid, man. He's a good person. I go in the jail and I speak to the prisoners, and it just sticks with me about prison that I always remember my dad saying to me when I went to visit him, don't ever come in here. This isn't a glory, this isn't a badge of honour. He said, this is the house of failure, because every one of us that are in here have failed. Now, I took that on board, so I've always been super wary of going to jail. I don't want my kids to visit me in jail. But I actually now, given with time, my dad was wrong in saying that, because jail isn't a place of failure for everyone. It's only a place of failure if you keep going back. Yeah. Jail can be the most valuable lesson anyone can ever learn, because if you don't go back, it was a lesson, it wasn't a loss. Yeah. And so I look at jail differently now. I don't want to fucking go.
Yeah,
fuck that, mate. I don't need that. I've got too many kids. But yeah, I look at it differently now. And I say jail in Liverpool, there's a fair few jails, you'd be surprised. The more that I've visited over the years, the more they are run by inmates, but you need the right inmates. Like my friend is really good in his jail. He's what's called a prisoner who, like, he communicates with the other prisoners. Like, he keeps his block on check and stuff like that. And no drugs. He doesn't like any drugs going on his block or any shit like that, and it doesn't happen. So he's kind of a respected prisoner, and like, he's given certain rights to help other prisoners. Like, they've just stuck him on a mental health wing, and he's helping people. Say he's saving lives. There's a kid on his wing. He keeps cutting his wrists, man. He's 19, 20 years old, and he keeps cutting himself up. I mean, mate, stop it, please. I'm asking you to stop. Yeah. Purely through his fear of my friend, the kid stopped cutting himself. Yeah. Because, I mean, friends give him like a nice new tracksuit. He's trying to get him out of the slump that he's in, because the kid's just depressed. He's been in and out of jail all his life, and he knows no other way. So, as I said, it can be a positive effect. I don't believe that jail, you're a failure by going to jail anymore. It's not the house of failure. It can be the house of fucking success if it's done right. True. But I also don't believe in our justice system, but that's another fucking story.
That's another story. You said you're not an actor, yeah?
Yeah.
But you gotta know this. I realised it the other day. I said to my son, right, Tony Bellew's coming in. The youngest, he's 10. Yeah. He said, yeah. I said, I've got my boxer guy coming in. Tony Bellew. He said, who? I said, Ricky Collins. He said, oh, Ricky Collins coming in. That's what? Was he a boxer then? I'm like, of course he's a boxer. But then I realised
this generational
thing. Yeah. So there's going to be a generation now where, do you get it at times where there's a generation where you're the actor?
Go to America. That's all I get.
Yeah.
It's pretty Ricky Collins. I'm like, you cheeky bastard. Been punched in the fucking face for 20 years. So really, you're looking at me as if I'm just a pretend punch in the face.
And you know there's a group called Pretty Ricky, right? I said it to one.
Really?
Like, who's Pretty Ricky Collins coming in.
No.
Like, Pretty Ricky? And they've got one song, Grind With Me.
Definitely
not that one.
I tried to change the name in the movie, and Cougs had picked the name, and I couldn't change. But
it's a good name.
Pretty Ricky.
It's a good name. It's a good name.
Bro, when your eldest son just says pretty Ricky, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Because me coach in the movie was like Irish. I don't even know what that fucking voice I've just said was, but he just says to me. So my wife and my eldest son wind me up. There's Pretty Ricky now coming in the room. And I'm just like, don't, because I'm not in the mood. Not today. Not today. So, it's mad, man. There is a generation that know me just for doing that.
Yeah. I didn't realise it myself until that moment, because I thought he knew already from when we had the previous conversation. Yeah.
He's a boxer.
He said to me the other day, he's like, oh, is he a boxer? Because he actually watches box as well, but he's young, so he's aging generation. And
bro, when I was doing Creed 3, there was people in the crowd who thought I was just an actor.
Yes.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And then, so when I started warming up and doing some pads, they were like, wow, this guy can really fight. I heard them talking.
Yeah. These time man's a champion at it. It's like, right,
I heard one guy, I heard this brother go, he's got hands. this guy's got hands. I stopped punching pads and just looked at him as if to say,
you don't even know that.
You don't even know.
Actually, let me show you what these hands do.
So I nearly had a fight at Creed 1.
Yeah?
A real fight, yeah. There was another boxer there, and I was doing the knockdown, where I get knocked down in Creed 1, round 12, and he said, take the shot, Tone, better. And I wasn't having a good day. And he said it to me with attitude, and once again, brother thought he's from the only place that has ghettos in the world. Thought that he could speak to people disrespectfully or whatever. I said, who are you talking to? And he said, yo, Tone, I don't like your attitude. I said, what did you just say? He said, I don't like your attitude. Boom, jumped out the ring, went for him. Sylvester Stallone was in between us. I'm gonna
Adrian!
kill you. Sly was in between us, and I was gonna kill this guy. The set got shut down for an hour.
Yeah.
And when I look back now, sets, you would not believe. So the set at that stage was 300 grand a
Yeah,
day.
that's a costly hour.
300 grand a day. The set was, we had 1,000 extras on board doing the crowd. Cameras, extras, actors, makeup artists, costume designers, lighting experts, camera, bro. 300 grand a day. And I fucked it up for the now because I was going to kill this kid. When he just said to me, I don't like your attitude, I just flipped. I jumped out the ring and went for him. And this time, I weren't jumping out knowing there was a security guard there. I was jumping out, I was going to fuck him up.
Yeah.
I was literally going to kill him. I remember I had my guy with me, and it was just nuts. And then that made something called TMZ, something like that.
Yeah.
TMZ report, Tony Bellew's gone nuts in the studio. And I remember saying to Sly, listen, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have reacted like that. And Sly was just like, brilliant. All publicity is good publicity. And I was like, no, I'm sorry, you can't act like that.
So
I was just thinking I was still in the youth centre at home. If someone says something, you just go and smack them.
I don't think you lose that though. I always say like, don't let anyone take the piss.
Yeah,
I don't think we lose that. I don't think we can.
It happened to me on Saturday.
Yeah.
It happened to me on Saturday. I chased someone.
Saturday, go on. You what?
Yeah.
You say you chase someone?
Yeah, at Katie Taylor fights. Was it this Saturday? Last Saturday? This Saturday?
Hey, wait, no, man. Bellew's on smoke. Just constantly on smoke.
So I'm working on Saturday.
Yeah.
And a guy, fat guy, I'm on my stage. Me, Laura Woods, and Andy Lee. Some guy shouts, Tony, you scouse cunt. So I thought, what?
Yeah,
I didn't think I could do it because I had the earpieces in, so I'm working. I said, Andy, what did he just say? And Andy said, don't know. Andy definitely heard what he said, so I thought, okay. I didn't hear it, I just heard tone. 3 times he repeated that word, 3 times, loud and screamed at the top of his voice, Tony, you're A. Tony, you're A. So we stopped filming. I went, what did you just say? And he said, you heard, I called you it. Tony, you're a C-U-N. I said, is it? Yeah. I said, keep that energy. Took me a piece out, boom, down the stairs, boom, up the stairs. As I've come running up the stairs, the security guard's running after me, but I've left him. I've shook him off me and got him off me. Andy Lee, I've shook him off me. Him and his mate are running towards me. We're in Wembley OVO Arena. He's running towards me, I'm running towards him. His mate's behind him and got a camera, video, and he's running towards me. So I'm running towards him. As I've got there, the security guard has javelined them. And went boom right into this kid's waist. I should have went over and slapped him and smacked him again.
Yeah.
But I'm happy the security guard's choking him on the
I'm
floor.
happy they did as well. I'm happy they did as well.
But Woodsy says to me, Tom, what was she going to do? This happened 18 months ago again. Little Conor Ben was in MEN Arena, and a kid said to me, Tony. And then he just went to me and put his finger up to me like that. I come down off the stage, I chased him, but he was smoking, he was gone.
Hey, no, these are bad crap.
No, I'm doing the intervention.
You can't beat this.
No, but I get it. I get it though. I get it.
But you've got so much to lose now, and they're all gonna do it.
But imagine just letting. If I let one slide,
I know.
then it's free reign. So I've got to attack.
I can't say to you, don't. I would do it, but
That's
I
what
look
I'm
at it and
saying.
I think.
That's what Andy Lee said. Andy Lee said, Tone, you can't do that. I said, I can because people have to be culpable for the actions.
Yeah.
You could just sit up right in the middle of the crowds.
Yeah.
Literally.
So he was
stand and then they're on top and everyone can walk past them.
Yeah.
If
but man have to learn manners, you know, because we come from the generation of manners. We're not gonna, ain't gonna be at no boxing event and tell him, man, fucking,
I just
and all
don't
of this.
believe in whatever you say on social media, I will repeat to your face. I promise.
Yeah.
Like I don't care how big you are. If I've got an opinion, it's like Tyson Fury must really probably hates me. I don't know, but he doesn't really like me. But if I see Tyson, I'm gonna say the exact same things to his face.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and if you're bigger than me, you're fucking stronger than me, but bro, I've got to tell you what to the exact same, and I'll do it with anyone because that's what it is. So these people can't feel that they should be able to just get away and say whatever they want and not say the same to your face. I've got no dislike towards Tyson Fury. I think he's an amazing fighter. I think he's a cool guy, but if I think someone beats him, I'm going to say I think someone beats you. Do you want me to
Is that where the issue stems from? Or is it David Price? 'Cause I remember you and David Price are pals.
Yeah.
I remember you used to have a thing with David Price.
He did. He loved David Price. He said he beat up David Price and then he beat his gay lover in between rounds. See, that's me, bro. It's gold. I mean, it's a meme now. I mean, he's got me forever. But, yeah, I mean, I used to spar in the gym. I'd spar Eddie Chambers. Tyson would be in the gym watching me. Tyson knows what I'm about. He knows, but he also knows I'm respectful and I'm a good person. Like, I've got massive and huge respect for his uncle. His uncle's a proper man. You meet up, we shake hands, we talk, chat, that's it. I respect his father. His father's a good guy. We've shook hands. I've been in his company a number of times. But my opinion is still my opinion. And I'm going to say it. If you don't like it, sound.
Men can stand. Men, that's part of being a man. Being allowed to have differences of opinion. But respectfully, you're not going to be like, Tyson Fury, you're this.
Exactly. I would never discredit the guy and I would never disrespect him because he's a man. And whatever you give out is surely going to come back. I genuinely do believe in that. I'm not one of these people who believes in God or all that kind of stuff, each to their own. But what I do believe in is what you give out does come back. So you want to give out nasty shit or you want to be a nasty person, believe it will come back to you one way or another.
It's going to chase you.
Trust me.
Gonna chase you. What do you think about these celebrity and YouTube boxing matches that are going on? Like the other day it was Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva. What do you think about these things?
I'm gutted to see Anderson still going at the age he's going at. But the guy's a living legend, man. You know, he's got to go down as top 3 greatest mixed martial artists of all time. I mean, the only people I could possibly say who's better than him is maybe John Jones, maybe Khabib, someone of that kind of nature. But he's up there. I mean, I think he's got every right in saying he's the greatest striker of all time. Anderson Silva. So it's sad to see. Is it Jake or Logan Paul? Was it Jake Paul who beat him? I give them fair play, man, because he didn't just go up against no one there, Jake Paul. So I give him his due. I give him his credit. I have no problem with it, really. My only worry is someone is going to get hurt. That's my only bad side. And trust me, when someone gets really badly hurt, boxing's going to take the hit, not the YouTubers.
Right. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Boxing's going to take the hit. And so I don't believe these should be set up as boxing matches. They should just be called I don't know, celebrity combat matches, whatever the fuck it is, but just don't tie it to boxing. Don't do it under a boxing commission. Don't do it under a boxing license. Do it under some kind of combats, but whatever. I don't give a fuck what it is, as long as it ain't boxing. Because I say it doesn't look good for the professional fighters. It really doesn't. But it is enhancing and raising the profile of the sport in a different market and kind of world. So I give them. I'm not someone who hates on anyone, bro. I don't have the time to hate on people. Hate takes too much energy up. So
see what you said there about the safety and all of that. One of the things you're known for saying is, I just want to get home safely to my family. You know, you get it on the internet and all of that.
Wife and kids.
Twitter. Get back to my wife. So let's get back to my wife and kids. I just want to get home safe to my wife and kids. They banter you for it. They make memes and all of this, but they realise how serious boxing is, and that it's all fun and games until someone don't make it home to their wife and kids. That's why I'm not laughing as I say it, because it's a brutal sport. Many a man hasn't made it back home to their wife and kids. So when you say it, I understand where it comes from, and I know it's a generation. We laugh at everything now.
Yeah,
but
of course. I meant it the first time I said it, because I'm from a generation that studied fighting and I've forgot more than most people know. Now, that doesn't mean my opinion means more than the next man's, because it doesn't. At the end of the day, we're all entitled to an opinion, but opinions are like our souls. We've all got them, and we're all entitled to them. So when I said it, I meant it, and you know, that was all I did genuinely mean. I mean, I say it now and take the piss laughing because I've had the piss took out of me that long. But when I said it, you better believe I meant it. You mean when I said I want to get home safe to wife and kids before day-to-day fights, light heavyweight fights, people have no idea how the struggle I used to have making light heavyweight. Days and days without eating, living on ice cubes, trying to get your body to lose more weight than it's possibly willing to give up, and then getting in a ring and having a fight for 36 minutes against a guy who's fresh and who hasn't killed himself to make weight. People just have no idea about that. I would go to bed many a night just praying that I don't get hurt in fights. I've actually walked to a boxing ring against Stevenson. I walked to that ring knowing full well I had about 2 minutes and 20 seconds in me of good work. 36-minute fight.
Concussive puncher, because that was a
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
One of the
Adonis
hardest
was a
punches ever.
You see light heavyweight?
Yep.
What weight do you have to come in at light heavyweight?
12 stone 7.
Because you're pretty tall. I noticed that when we was walking along the corridor, I didn't, because you're on TV, you don't really notice these things. And when you was in the ring,
said it. As soon as Tony's come, I said it.
Yeah.
Him said it. It's the first thing you said.
Yeah, you're pretty tall. So to make light heavyweight, to make 12 stone, you're taller. Like, because I think you're taller than me, and I'm 20 stone. Like I hover around 20 stone.
Whoa.
Like easy, I hover there. You get me? So like you're taller than me, and it's like to get down to that weight ain't a joke, bro. Yeah,
12 stone 7 was hard, bro.
that's skinny. That's slim.
I would come down from 15 stone 6 to 12 stone 7 in the space of 12 weeks.
Where do you lose that 3 pounds? Because even at that weight, you got to think. Even fighting at cruise, when you was at 15, was you light heavyweight at that weight? So even to get down, it's like where do you even lose that? Because you think you're already conditioned trim as it is at the weight that you're fighting at. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right. So right now I walk around at 100, between 100 kilos and 103. I feel too heavy and my knees hurt. Anything over 103, anything to 100 or just under, I feel good. So that's where I'm at right now. But as I said, I was in shape for the Creed movie, and I'm still in half decent shape right now. I'm feeling okay. Once I go over 110, I'm heavy, man. Heavy. Once I hit 17 stone, it's no good. It's really not no good. The heaviest I've been 17 stone 10, and I was just. I just felt like a mess. That was before. That's when I went to Luke at Shredfast. Though that was before I got the call for Creed 3. And I was, I suppose, just enjoying life. I'm retired, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to chill out and enjoy my time and enjoy my food. But you've got to have. I've now understood and learned with life that you've got to train. You've got to do something. Stay motivated. Just feel like you're winning. That's the best way of saying it. Just feel like you're winning. Whether if that means you get up early to win your fucking day, I don't know what it is. I'm not one of these guys who's harps on about mental health and all that. I know it is important and it does play a factor in people's lives, but just winning makes people feel good. So if you think getting up you usually get up at 9 o'clock, get up at 8 o'clock, you'll feel better. Because you're up earlier, you're about your day, you're about your business. If you get up at 6, get up at 5. Little battles and little wins every day will make your day feel better, and that's how I look at it really. So I'll try and train 5 or 6 times a week. I'm mad on the Peloton at the minute. I'm just trying to push new boundaries, man. Better myself. That's all we can do is just better ourselves and try and be the best father I can be. And try and get home safe to the wife and kids.
Let them know. Speaking of, as we start to wind it down, speaking of the weight issue, what were your thoughts on the Eubank Jr. coming down to 157? And outside of everything else that's going on, we can talk on that a little, but just the coming down to 157, that weight that he's not made since, I think it was a teenager that he said. What was, outside looking at him when you were watching, what were you thinking? Being someone that's done it, known how fucking taxing it is on you.
It's brutal. It's brutal. The only thing I have with that weight issue with young Chris is about 18 months, 2 years ago, he said he's quite comfortable to go from anywhere from 154 to 168 and smash anyone. So that's the only issue that I have with it. If you can make, why would you ever even dream about making 154 if you struggle to make 160? So he actually said that himself quite a while ago, to be fair. It might have been after a fair few pro fights, but I've literally heard him say them words. So I think he'd become comfortable at making middleweight, but it is a struggle for him. But as you've seen, when the fight was close, he actually makes, I think he posted a picture of being 159 or 158, whatever he made. So the one thing I'll say about the kid's a diligent professional. Kid lives for life. Don't believe all the hype and shit that he puts on social media. You know, I'm eating cakes, I'm eating donuts. 60%. Ain't no one winning a fight at 60%, I'm sorry. But listen, the guy's an absolute golden troll. He's brilliant. Give him his due. I take my hat off to him. The way he played it for that fight and the build-up and that, he was gold. He was absolute gold. So I'm just gutted the fight didn't happen, because I think we were all on the verge of seeing something special, a spectacle. I mean, regardless of what happens in the fight, it's just how amazing it's going to be, man. Ben and Eubank fighting each other again. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? We're all from that era of Ben and Eubank. I've grown up idolising Nigel Benn, I love Nigel. I admire Chris Eubank Senior massively.
Big fan.
And I wouldn't detract. Like the media kept asking me about what is my opinion of Chris Eubank Senior stuff, and I refused to comment on him purely for what that man's going through in his life. I understand and I get it.
Yeah.
Me and Pam was talking about it before about the one for everybody goes on about mental health these days now. Big Chris is suffering an awful lot at the minute. This man's lost his son.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about mental health and struggles and stuff like that. There is no worse feeling than the feeling of grief.
Yeah.
There's no greater struggle than the word grief alone. And what that man is going through right now, it makes me feel like crying for the poor man. It really does, because I've witnessed that firsthand. No parents should ever have to go through what that man's going through now.
Yeah.
And his life is being played out in front of everyone's eyes. People are seeing him at his lowest points now, and they're making a mockery of him. They're laughing at him and making memes of him and doing videos of him. Have some fucking respect.
Yeah,
this man's going through the worst emotional period that any person in the world could ever imagine. So all as I do now is send me thoughts and with you and your family, man. It really is, because I've experienced to a certain extent what he's going through, and it's horrific. So yeah, that's all as I could think on him when I think about that poor man.
That's well put. So what's next for you, Tony? More films, more punditry, more boxing?
I'd love to, bro. I'd love to do more films, but I'd like to be, some kind of crazy villain, if I'm not going to lie. I mean,
I've got the taste for it now, innit?
I'd love to, I was all for putting myself forward for Bond, but they ain't looking at me for that. So, it's just, I don't know. I'm someone who's, I don't have any expectations. I'm not someone, it's crazy, you will have met a lot of celebrities and a lot of guys think an awful lot of themselves. I don't really think much of myself. I don't do anything special. I've worked really hard and I've achieved my goals and dreams, but I feel, I shouldn't say lucky, because I've worked so hard for everything I've got and what I've done, but I do feel lucky that I've seen out my dreams. So I feel like I feel cheeky and maybe greedy if I ask for more. Like, by the way, I'm not talking about God or whatever. Like, I don't ask for. I just feel, if I was to put out there and go, I'd love to be in a big movie, am I being a greedy bastard? I've lived out my dreams. I'm taking someone else's dream. I don't know. So.
Yeah, you're making sense. I know what you mean.
I'd love to do more stuff, and I always want to remain busy. People say to me, Tony Bellew, another common one said he was going to disappear. Bro, my plan at that moment in that press conference was to disappear. I hated media. I hate the life. I wish I could have fought my whole career with a mask on. I don't like being famous. I'm not cut out to be famous. I've just explained 2 situations, a scenario to you. I'm chasing man down fucking roads. It's embarrassing, and I'm not proud of it, but I will not be disrespected by no one. If you're watching this, don't think for a minute you can put something on me in any place, anywhere, and I'm gonna let it slide, because it's not. It's not gonna happen. So understand, I'm not a big hard man. I'm not. I promise you.
You're just a man.
I've got morals and I've got me pride, and neither can be dented, because the minute I let someone dent them or abuse them, I'm finished.
Yeah.
So, as I'm not a big hard man, there's many a big harder men than me out there, but believe you me, bro, if you're gonna come at me and do something, understand for every action there's a reaction. And if you're gonna come at me, bro, you better come at me fucking strong and with a good number, because I'm not gonna give in and I'm not gonna back down. That's sad to say, it really is, but that's just the way I'm made, and I can't.
I've got the hands to back it up anyway, you know.
Oh, bro, the saddest part of the world we live, the world we live in now.
You hear that talk coming from a champion, it's just like, it's
mad though, because Woodsy and Andy Lee was like, wonder what that guy thought he was going to do. I don't know that guy, for us I know, could have been tooled up, I don't know. But what do you do? Do you know what I mean? I'm from a different era. I'm from a world where you'd have a problem, you'd sort it out with a couple of fists. These kids that I'm trying to do with the weapons down, gloves up thing, I'm trying to educate these kids and get them off the streets and understand that weapons aren't the way. Get them with the initiative and get them with the plug of boxing, and then hopefully just educate them, because education is the key for all these kids going forward. These kids nowadays just lack of education, and I'm saying lack of education not from an academic perspective, because I ain't academically bright. I'm saying it from a perspective of educate yourselves in what you can do with your life. Find something that can work for you. Become your own boss. Everybody has got a skill, regardless if what you think you're worthless, whatever you've done, whatever your past is. We all have a skill in something, and that's what we're getting across to more and more of these kids. I watched 16 kids yesterday. Sorry, no, what day are we on today? Are we on Thursday?
Yeah.
That's how fucking punch I am. On Monday. No. Yeah, it was just... We're on Thursday. Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yesterday I watched 16 kids pass out on the weapons down, gloves up. 16 kids who had no jobs. Expelled from school, thrown out of school, kids for knife crime, kids for drugs. 16 of them kids went into full-time job yesterday.
Wicked, yeah.
All got job interviews, job outcomes, all 16 of them.
Yeah,
so, you know, we're over 100 kids in now.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing with the weapons down gloves. We're pushing this, and I don't earn any money from it. It fucking costs me a fortune to do it, to be honest, because I'm pushing and pushing and pushing it, and time is money. But like I say, I feel very, very lucky and privileged that I've had the career and life I've had, that I'm able not to worry about certain things anymore. I'm not stupid enough to think that money is everything. No, it's not, but it's massively needed. And that's one of the struggles in life that I've thankfully I've conquered. But there's so many other things and problems that I have every day. You know what I mean? I've got a 17-year-old lad who thinks he can take me. A 14-year-old, a 14-year-old boy who thinks he's stronger than me. And every day, bro, I'm still trying to prove I'm the man. In my own goddamn house, I've got a woman who can definitely defeat me. And yeah, the battle is real.
Come on. That's a great way to bring it to a close, Tony. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you coming down.
Yes, man.
It's been an honour.
Yes,
Thank you.
WBC champion of the world.
Trust me.
One of the greats.
Pretty
Tony
Ricky.
Bellew. Pretty Ricky Condon. We're going to wrap it up
Thank you
there.
very much for having me. Thank you.
Every time. Appreciation, bro.
Solid, fam.